Okay, so a friend of mine asked about basic building, and it's actually easier to show you some of the basic building than it is to tell you because it involves little orange dots that if I'm see them, you can't see them, da 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 da. So we're going to do that. Just some basic building for brand new people. If you are not a brand new person, don't check me. All right. So, the first thing about building, which is the hardest part, I'm not going to be able to show you. But on your hands, you have two triggers. You got your top trigger that makes your thing do this. You got your bottom trigger that makes this happen, right? So when you're moving in the game, you pretend like you're pulling rope, right? So you reach out, don't hold anything. Reach out, grab your second trigger, and you pull. See? And then you can pull yourself back, back, back. Your top trigger is your pointing trigger. This is what you point at stuff, pick up stuff, stuff like that. Your second one is moving. So if you have an item and you're, oops, I gave you too much. So if you have an item that you're trying to look at and you're working, you can pull this way, put both middle finger triggers down and pull out, and it makes you smaller. If you put both middle finger triggers, see that, and pull together, it makes you bigger. See that? So you go back. This is when you're trying to do something really small. Okay, so moving, I would say just go into a world by yourself and just practice moving. Okay, now let me show you some settings. When the game first starts out and you open your menu, you open your menu by clicking the flat button that you feel with your thumb on your left hand. And if you go to settings, you got these settings, right? If you have a different dominant hand, see, I'm right-handed, so I can't go into that. So we're going to pretend, okay? Now, snap to point. Snap to point is really good for when you're trying to get stuff to fit together perfectly, right? So you got grid points. Now, grid points, when you move something, let me see, hold on. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. When you have your snapping tool on and you move something, you see these little points. See the little points? That is what grid points are, right? Object points are these little orange dots. So if you are having a problem getting something to stick together, you can play around with this, right? Both. Grid unit, I put mine at the lowest. Don't know why. I've never needed to put it bigger. Now, object rotation. Freeform means even if your snapping tool is on, you'll be able to put stuff anywhere, right? Snap to angle means that when you pick up an item, it'll automatically snap to the angle. See, that's 45 degrees. That's 90. Now, when you start out at something loopy like 5 degrees, right? And everyone's wondering, like, why can't I stick this stuff together? Because look what 5 degrees does. See what I'm saying? So the first thing you do if you're a new builder, I would say change your 5 degrees or 10 degrees to 45 degrees. Now, of course, as you get better, you'll play different stuff. But here's what 45 degrees can do. So you got these orange dots. You got these orange dots. So you grab this orange dot. Now watch. I want you to watch. It suck. It. You see that? Ah, boom. Now that's 90 degrees. But since you got it set to 45 degrees, you could take this orange dot and you can stick it there. That's why I keep it on 45 degrees. So you got 90 degrees. You got 45 degrees. Sometimes when you're making stairs and stuff, see, when you're making stairs and stuff, you might want to change it to 30 degrees because 30 degrees looks like this. So you could play around like that. So when you grab it, but like I said, when you're a brand new builder, 45, you can build a pretty good house, right? 90, you can really build a house. So now we're going to do the intricate part of, okay, so you got your block here. Right here, this is to move. You can move stuff, okay? Now, the square, you take the square when you want to change an object and stretch it or squish it, right? Now, you got your squished object, okay? And then you got one more thing here. You got an arrow. Now, the arrow right here, see, I'm at 45 degrees, so your arrow will go 45 degrees. So if you really want to do something that you can't do at 45 degrees because you're trying to get this just right, then you can go 5 degrees, see? Okay, so go back to 45. Now, basic stuff, because we have a lot of new crap to play with, right? So you could take a block, take your blue guy. This is your blue guy, and you can put the blue guy right there. So you can see that this wall is taller than the blue guy. Now, if you're just a learning builder or whatever, Seraphicious 9 has this item that I like, and it's, yeah, he's going to hear about it. It's a ruler. I think that they might have it in, but I get my ruler from Seraphicious 9, okay? He made it free for me, for us. So I unlock it. So then you got this ruler. This is the meter side, but see, America, we are using feet. So that means you could put this ruler next to your wall, and I will have Seraphicious comment below. So say if you want a wall that's 10 feet high, because, you know, why not? So now you got a 10-foot wall, right? Make the wall as long as you want. Who cares, right? Now, you can duplicate this wall because you decided this is how thick I want my wall to be, right? So then you could duplicate this wall, and then using your orange dots, see that? So you take this orange dot right here. Now, you got 2 walls, right? And you can make another wall. Let me show you the trick to windows, okay? So now we know how to attach walls, right? Now we're going to do windows. So then you tell yourself, well, I want to be able to look out of my window. So you stand right there and you bring your wall down. Always keep another wall. So you bring your wall down and say, okay, well, I want my window right there, okay? So you got your window right there. You got your big open space. You could duplicate this and attach him to the wall using your orange dot. So now you got this big open space, right? Now, you can either make that whole space a window if you want, or you could make part of the space a window. So you could take this. And then you want to make sure it fits. So you got to go squish it down like this. You got your orange dots, right? So then you take your orange dots and you want to pull this orange dot to this orange dot. Pop. Okay, and then you can pull this down. Sometimes they overlap, and you can fix that later or whatever. So you bring this in. So that's your wall. And then you can duplicate this. Bring him over here. Just to make sure it's perfect, you take the orange dot, attach the orange dot. Now you got your nice little area, right? You can take one of these blocks and squish it like this. We're just playing here, okay? This is not something super great. So squish this down. Now I'm going to show you, if you're the kind of person that likes to be perfect, what you do is you squish your block until it's the way you want it. And then you grab the middle dot. See, you can squeeze. See how you're making yourself small and big and you're playing around? You make yourself small. You grab this little dot. And then you can tap right here, okay? Bam. So now you got your thing here. And we'll paint that. Oh. Paint it like this. And then you can actually change your texture. So like, say if I click this, you see how the wood looks? But then I can take this blue thing off and the wood looks different. It's a little something. You can play with how thick the texture is. You could play with, do you want solid wood? Do you want it to be a little bit shiny? So you could do it like this. You really can't see it at this size, but you'll see it later. Now, you could take your wood, grab your square, pull your square, and you see how it just automatically that's because you have both. You see where it just grabbed it? That big green circle? Boom. So it evened off. Then you grab this. It doesn't always do this, but a lot of times it does. So you got your square here. Now, go to duplicate. Find your moving point. Duplicate it and move. Up like that. Then you can duplicate another one. Turn them around like this. Squish them. Squish them too small, right? And then when you squish them too small, you can attach your dot right here and pull it down like so, right? And then guess what I'm going to do next because I'm lazy. That's right. Duplicate and drag them over. If I feel like it's not going to fit, then I can tap it. I get my yellow dot. Poof. There. Now you got a window that he's looking out in his house. And that is basic. That's basic. Once you're able to do this, right? And you're going to run around and you're going to go to different places and you're going to see stuff and you're going to say, well, shoot, that's nothing but some circles. I can figure that out. I got this. So then if you want to make a floor, make it as flat as you want, and then find your dots. Okay, see right there? So you take this dot, boom, now he's in there. And then if you're building and you want to make sure that you're not messing up or making mistakes, what you can do is you can just pick some weird colors just to Wait, hold on. Just to see if everything is lining up properly. You can always change your colors later. That way you can catch it in advance. Like, okay, I want everything's lining up still. And then this is just a basic. Okay, so what did we do? Okay, we know how to squish. We know how to open our menu. We know how to change our colors. If there's something that you want to fine tune, you can go down here. Like, say if you like this beige, but you want to change it, you can go to manual color sliders. You can play around with the beige until you get it a color that you think looks good. And then it'll stay there. If you decide that you want to change, say if you forgot what color you used for this, then what you do is you put your paintbrush next to this, and you see that paint thing popped up. So you go pop, and you grabbed it. You grab the color. So then you can say, well, I think I want my window to look like this. I think I like that, you know? And play around with it. Now, once you get this, okay, then you could just go to your assets and play. Now, this is for new people, okay? But you can play around with stuff. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to have fun. So let's see how soon let's see. Oh, wow. Wow, look at this. Hold on. Let me see. I didn't see this. Look at this. This is a whole kitchen counter. So you could put this in your house. Like I said, turn on your snapping tool. See, look, without the snapping tool, this is 99% of us. Oh, this looks straight. Okay. Now, if you do your snapping tool, now watch this. If you do your snapping tool and grab the dot, you're going to be able to put it. Is this backwards? Let me see. Nope. So you're going to be able to put it down straight. If you want to put it in the middle of the wall, this is a trick I use. I take the orange dot. I tap my wall. Boom. It's stuck to the orange dot. And then it's in the middle of my wall. It's actually, this is taller than a 10-foot wall. Wow. So therefore, you got your little kitchen in there. And then if you don't like the stuff that they have, you can see how you can edit it. You can take this stove part off and make your own stove part. Or you could take this stove part and make your own stove and get rid of all of this and just use this part. After a while, things get easier, but I really want you to feel comfortable going into build mode and just trying stuff out. Let me show you where this ruler is. Hold on. I think he calls it something else. Let me see. MEASUR. There it is. Measure Stick by Seraphicious 9. That's where I got that. And look, don't look that great, but it don't look that bad. You know what I'm saying? Don't look that bad. And then over time, when you build, you start to think like, well, shoot, I don't like this window. And guess what? You're going to teach yourself how to make a window the way you want it, because now you know how to stick stuff together. You know how to pull stuff apart. You know how to stretch. You know how to paint. And that's all you need. This is the number one thing that will help you, because you get your orange dots. You can do practically anything. You can duplicate it. Grab this. Stick it back to this wall. Now you see why it stuck the way it did, right? but it doesn't matter. We'll let it go. Grab the ruler, yellow dot, yellow dot, yellow dot, yellow dot, and then this. Pick your middle. You won't be able to see another middle if you have a group, but it found itself, didn't it? See? So I hope this helps. A couple other things, because I know we got short attention spans, but a couple of other things. You got dynamic lights where you can put light in your kitchen, right? You can open it up. You could change the color of the light. You can make it a spotlight where it's a little arrow that comes out that shows where the light's going to be. See that? Or you can make it like a big point light where it just lights up. You can make it brighter. You can make it fall off longer so you can see. It could be brighter from up here. Stuff to play with. And then if you make mistakes, I forgot. If you make mistakes, just push back this button right here. See that? See how it's changing? Everything goes back. You can go back. You can go back. Oh, okay, put that away. Right? So you could go back as far as you want. I do think that was better. And then you got your kitchen. Got your blue guy looking out the window so that when you come into the world, you come in right at the window. And then you got your floor. What else? Any other questions of simple stuff that you want to see? I can definitely help you. And just remember, as soon as you make a mistake, press back. It should be an instinct to just press back. Like, watch. This is the number one thing people do. Number one. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab it. I'm trying to grab it. I'm trying to grab it. You see what I'm saying? And then you just go back, 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 back. That's it. You know it. You know it. Come on. You know we did it. Or you try to expand something and you end up duplicating it. Just always remember to hit back as soon as possible. Okay. Done talking.